Hello everyone and welcome to Lime Rock Park and the annual running of the 2009, well not the annual running of the 2009, the running of the 2009 only happens in 2009, but for 2009 this is, once again, we are celebrating the annual running of the Northeast American Le Mans Grand Prix. It's a nice day here at Lime Rock, and I wish you were here. In fact, I wish you were here instead of me. No, just kidding, just kidding. Although I did feel that way last night. God damn. What? It just was pouring rain. We had the training effect, as meteorologists call it. Now, what does that mean? Well, what happens is, when thunderstorms pass over an area, you know how it is, a brief heavy downpour, then they're gone. But what happens if there's another one behind it? And another, and another, and another, and another. They're passing overhead, just like train cars, and they're moving through and through, one right after another, and it's there's just one downpour after you don't know where to cringe first, and the water's rising. You should see it over there. I have pictures, Look on my Facebook site. That's facebook.com/SJMaru, SJMARU. I'll put them up, I will.
We'll put this on it.
They're underwater. It reminded me of the Charlie Chaplin film, where Chaplin's there, you know, fighting in World War I in the trenches, and the rainwater is just rising and rising, and it goes into his bunk there in the bunker, and there's like 2 feet of water, and it's rising, and he's lying there in the lower bunk, and he's underwater. He's got to like breathe through his straw, lying there in his bunk and shit. He's floating away in the rainwater. That's what's happening. That's what's happening over there to them, and they're pretty sanguine about it. They're like, oh, the water's freaking up to their shins, and they're just hanging out there. Yeah, some guys tell us this would happen, but you know, we camp here anyway because we're from Maine, and you know, we live underwater half the time because it's cheap real estate, right? They got people living. I'm making this up in the Mississippi Valley. They buy houses on the river side of the levee. Yeah, that's right. The river side of the levee. Why? Because it's cheap real estate, and they put their houses up on stuff. Are you guys nuts? And because they don't think, oh, well, the river might flood and stuff. Do you remember back in '93 they had that like 500-year flood? Again, this goes to the training effect of thunderstorms. They were just passing over the Midwest, one after another after another. The jet stream was stuck in this one pattern, just feeding the storms along the same track. And so the Midwest was just getting hammered, man. I remember those days too. We're talking about the weather, yes. But the Midwest was just getting hammered. The place was just, it was biblical. and the residents were like, oh no, we're like flooded out and stuff. Maybe the feds should give us some like bailout money because we were just so freaking stupid. We never thought this would happen to us. You didn't think this would happen to you, huh? You live in a damn floodplain. How could it not happen?
You think they were able to get flood insurance, Steve?
No, and a similar thing happened with Hurricane Katrina. Well, the residents of New Orleans figured, okay, well, I'm third-generation welfare. I'm basically a ward of the state. The government will take care of me. And then they couldn't understand, since they were too dumb to evacuate, why nobody rushed to their aid. Of course, nobody had a plan. The hurricane was coming. You would think. Hurricane Camille, when it hit the Mississippi Gulf Coast in 1969, Camille was badass. That was, I believe that was a Category 5 storm. If not, certainly a strong Category 4 storm. And that could have been New Orleans. And it just abso-freaking-lutely slammed the Mississippi Gulf Coast and just leveled shit in its path. There was a badass storm surge with that. You would think that would have been a wake-up call for New Orleans. And then Katrina was coming, and the government in New Orleans was, we're Ray Nagin. I got to see it now. Sitting around the boardroom saying to his guys, okay, it's crunch time, people. The hurricane's coming.
Steve,
Sir.
How do you like your yolks?
Well, over easy.
Okay. This is nothing like what you guys rehearsed, but go ahead.
Oh, right. Anyway. Oh, yeah. I was talking about the end of the world. Well, the end of the armpit of the world. So Katrina down there like, oh my God, major hurricane. Who knew this could have happened? Nobody could have foreseen this, right? All right, we gotta implement our plan. Who's in charge of having a plan? Are you in charge? No, don't look at me. I was never supposed to be, be in charge of evacuation planning or nothing. So yeah, there's nobody there to do anything, and these dumb shits who were on the dole sat around and waited for help to arrive because they figured they weren't responsible for themselves. Somebody was going to take care of them. Nobody took care of them, and they just felt so let down. That was happening in New Orleans. Meanwhile, in Mississippi, they had their act together, but I think the Attorney General threatened State Farm, I guess it was, that with all kinds of legal action if they didn't pay claims to homeowners. Well, they owed homeowners some money, but a lot of homeowners' misunderstanding was that their homeowners insurance policy covered flood damage. State Farm said, no. Read your contract. Your homeowner's policy does not cover flood damage. And the AG down there in Mississippi says, well, that's not fair. Oh, no, you guys got to pay up. So now State Farm says, you know what? We're being forced to pay something that we never agreed to pay for in writing. That was the agreement. We're being strong-armed. So guess what, Mississippi? We're not writing any more homeowners policies down there for y'all. You're on your own now. So now, lots of folks, thanks to that, can't get flood insurance. Oh boy, I have just so much faith and trust and confidence in government you would not believe. Got a lot of stuff on the horizon. Your health care, cap and trade. You don't want these things, do you? Big Brother doesn't know what they're doing. They can't run their own lives. Do you want them running yours? Do you? I'll leave you with that. This is the Cosmic S.J. Maru here at beautiful, sunny Lime Rock Park, saying, may you live as long as you want to, and want to as long as you live.